With the new Overwatch and One Punch Man collaboration, the door has well and truly been blown wide open for what we can expect from Overwatch collaborations with other brands. There's a lot of potential to tie up with commercial brands and entertainment media such as Star Wars or Marvel, but sticking with the theme of anime and animated media, here's my top 5 wishlist for animated collaborations I'd like to see Overwatch make.
Water, earth, fire, air.
First on my list has to be one of the shows that is dearest to my heart, Avatar The Last Airbender. There's so many hilarious possibilities for crossovers, none more so than Orisa Appa, because surely we all want to see Orisa finally be a rideable character. There's also thematic crossovers, such as the possibility of having a Shimada duo with Zuko. Hanzo could be early Zuko, angry and hellbent on redeeming his honor, and Genji could be the blue spirit skin, which fits nicely with his blade and desire for redemption. For our main character Aang, I think the monk Zenyatta is a nice fit. And initially, I was thinking Tracer could make a good Aang because she zips around like an airbender. But then I saw a hilarious suggestion that Tracer would be perfect not as Aang, but as the Ember Island actor who plays Aang. And I absolutely can't top that. I'd also love to see Torbjorn as the cabbages guy, purely for the fact that his turret could be the cabbage cart. And every time it breaks, he just yells out, "My cabbages! My cabbages!" As for waterbenders, we have good candidates in both Mei, who uses ice, and Symmetra, whose blue beam is reminiscent of water too. And for earthbenders, we have the controversial suggestion of Junkrat as King Boomy. Now, surely these two kooky clowns who love being topless fit well though, right? Think about it. Now we could go on with these forever, but I want to run through my list. So next would be yes, it's the obvious one. Yes, it's been done. But what's great about Overwatch is that unlike other games, the characters aren't just generic cut-paste stereotypes. They have real depth and backstories that can tie in well with other franchises. So where Fortnite might just have you Naruto running around the map, doesn't have the same emotional connection as Overwatch can bring. On top of that, we actually have 3 ninjas already in the game. So surely a Leaf Team 7 crossover is begging to be made, with Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke fitting well as Kiriko, Hanzo, and Genji. I'd love to see Reinhardt as Jiraiya Sensei, the old dog, and that would make Ana a nice candidate to be Tsunade so that they could continue their never-to-be-fulfilled romance. But another great candidate for Tsunade is Mercy, who's also a blonde medic with gigantic. I think Lucio would make a great Killer Bee, the Raikage's brother, seeing as they both love busting out their music even when no one else wants to hear it. Mora, I think, would make a great Orochimaru just because of how creepy they both are, and I've been trying to think who would make a great Kakashi Sensei, and really there's only one candidate that feels right on a core level: Echo. Who better to be the copy ninja than the copy hero herself? Now there's so many unexplored characters, and speaking of many characters in a franchise, number 3 on my list would be Now, at the risk of Doomfist getting all the cool anime skins, I'd love to see a Doomfist Luffy skin, purely for the reason that when he's charging up his punch, I want him to mutter to himself, "Gomu Gomu no," and then shout "Pistol" when he releases the punch. That alone would make my cold heart happy. Beyond that, I'd love to see Reinhardt as Whitebeard, because I think the parallel is just too good to ignore. And yes, a few of these characters keep reoccurring as getting good skins, but they just have such great backstories or personalities that fit well with anime characters. I won't apologize for it. I think Winston would make a good Jinbei, and his Horizon Lunar Colony buddy Hammond would be perfect as, hear me out, Chopper. The hamster can be Chopper's normal form, and then the Wrecking Ball can be the ball mode he has when he uses Guard Point. Now come on, we know we all want to see a little fur ball rolling around the map. I think Ashe would make a great Boa Hancock, and you know that all of horny Overwatch, which is most of Overwatch, would gladly empty their pockets for this thirst. And to be honest, One Piece has so many funny characters that you could probably make a crossover skin for literally every Overwatch hero. And I'd love to hear any of your ideas for skins or franchises that I've missed that could work well in the comment section below. Which also gives me a good chance to say, subscribe you goddamn weeb, subscribe! Again, lots of vibrant characters, lots of Overwatch potential, and we'll start with the #1 hero, All Might. And you guessed it, Reinhardt is surely the perfect pick here, with their mutual obsession with honor, justice, and six-pack abs. There's some obvious ones in here like Junkrat getting a Bakugo skin, you know, big explosion go boom type guys. And I wonder if Cole Cassidy's original design wasn't somewhere inspired by the hero Snipe, because goddamn do these two look similar already. I mean, they're so similar actually that maybe the Cassidy skin isn't even worth it because it would barely look different to his original form. Now, I think Zarya would make a great Mirko because they both got them powerful thighs and builds going on. And in terms of who would be Deku, I'm not sure there's an obvious fit. Perhaps Tracer could be a good candidate, maybe zipping around with some green energy. In terms of villains, there's a perfect crossover between Kurogiri and Reaper, so that's fairly easy, but here's a more out there suggestion for Ramatra. What if his Omnic form sees him looking like the big baddie all for one, and then in his Nemesis form, he turns into Gigantomachia, his faithful hulking servant? With Ramatra, the two forms really have to have some meaning, so I feel like this could be one that works, but tell me what you think. Now, the final crossover that I'd personally love to see is not necessarily one that will be on everyone's mind, but it's a show that I love and highly recommend.
やっぱりダメ For a dreamy protagonist Lloyd Forger, look no further than Cole Cassidy. I know a young soldier was blonde, but I feel Cole is just more appropriate than the grumpy and miserable Soldier 76. As for Yor Forger, there's a lot of good candidates, and I think usually this would be in Widowmaker territory, but she gets all the sexy skins. If you really wanted to break the bank, or more accurately, make Overwatch millions, then how about a Mercy Yor Forger crossover? If the Overwatch community ever gets to see Mercy in an outfit like this, then oh boy. As for who should round off the Forger family as Anya, I think the cutest option would surely be Mei, who is the only person who's innocent enough in the Overwatch cast, I think, to fit as the adorable Anya. Orisa could make for a fun bond, by the way, but it's also a role that I could see Winston fulfilling, and I hope these characters don't take offense as being classified as a pet. From the supporting cast, I think both Lucio and Bab could be great candidates for Frankie Franklin, just because they both got that comedic air about them, and an afro would suit each of them, I think. For the elegance-obsessed Henry Henderson, hear me out, I think Sigma is the perfect fit. I mean, with a monocle and a mustache, I think he'd be fine. And here's some deep lore connections for yours brother Yuri. How about Reaper? I think they both have the same temperament to start with, and it'd be a fun dynamic of sorts to have this relationship between Cassidy being Lloyd and Reaper being Yuri. But this is also where the Make Soldier Lloyd Forger Brigade probably have a strong argument too, to have that deeper emotional meaning. So those are my top 5 real quick. What are yours? Tell me in the comment section. These were all anime and animated ideas, remember, but there's so many more areas we could dive in with Overwatch, and I'm so excited to see where they would go. So what do you want to see me theorycraft about next? Tell me and I'll see what I can cook up. But for now, I just want to say thank you to my patrons who do the awesome job of supporting me. But that's it from me. I'll be back before you know it with another video. See you guys soon.